Thank you for joining us for today's video. As you can tell by that beautiful intro, we're going to have another Disney video today. Now, what you're going to see is an experience that I had back in July at the 2019 Villains After Hours event at Magic Kingdom. Now, as we all are experiencing what's going on right now with the pandemic, the Villains After Hours events are still scheduled for July in Magic Kingdom. So I wanted to share my experience because I didn't post this video in July. For those of you who are planning going to the event, hopefully when the event opens back up and when the parks open back up, be able to reinstate those parties. So I want to share that experience with you, go through what I thought of the event and some tips and tricks you might want to use when you go, hopefully in July and August and so forth. And this is also be helpful for anyone that goes to a Halloween event or a Christmas event later this year. Those of you just interested in the tips and tricks, you can go to the time card or the place in the video here. Those of you who want to see the whole experience, me walking into the park, my initial impressions of the park, feel free to continue on in this video. Also, in that tips and tricks portion, I'm going to talk about what food I ate, kind of give a guide of what you should expect that you'll receive during the event, and like I said, just other tips and tricks. So thank you for watching this video and enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys in a little while. So as promised, I'm at the Magic Kingdom. As you all see behind me, there is the Walt Disney Railroad, which means I'm at Magic Kingdom. So I'm getting ready to check in with the Villains After Hours event. I get in right now, 7 o'clock. Let's go. So I am in the park. It is always a pleasurable experience to coming to Magic Kingdom. Entry was pretty quick. I think it's gonna be a busier extra magic hour Villains After Hours event just because it's kind of later in the season and everyone knows about it. But I have a fast pass to Jungle Cruise, so we gotta hurry up over there. But before we do that, let's just take in the castle real quick. I'm gonna flip you guys around. And there she is, Cinderella Castle in all of her glory. So I have about 20 minutes to get over to Jungle Cruise. That is in Adventureland, which means I need to go up Main Street USA real quick and then take a hard left and I'll be over there. So I'll try to check in before I get in the fast pass line, but probably the next thing you'll see is a ride through, or at least some clips of my ride on. I only got over here in about 2 minutes. It is a busy day in the park, but I can't really judge that because right now is the busiest time in the park in general during these event days, because right now both the park guests and the party guests are here at the same time, so it kind of changes that a little bit. So originally I was going to do a challenge where I try to ride all the rides in the park. But it being busy season, and I want to enjoy myself, I think I'm just gonna ride what I want. And I think I'll ride some rides that I haven't ridden before, or at least attractions I haven't seen. So I'm going to the Tiki Room later today, as well as Carousel of Progress. So let's head over to Jungle Cruise. So my first ever ride on Jungle Cruise was a lot of fun. The animatronics are awesome on this ride. They're very realistic, almost sort of frightening at times with the snakes and the spiders. So now I'm gonna head over to another attraction I have never been to, also here in Adventureland, before I have my next Fast Pass, which is Peter Pan. I'm gonna go see Enchanted Tiki Room. So let's go ahead. another new experience down. Now I'm heading through Frontierland to Fantasyland to go ride a ride that I've ridden many times, Peter Pan. So as you may have not seen, I just rode Peter Pan. It did break down for a minute or two, but now I'm heading to Sleepy Hollow to get my kind of dinner. There's gonna be a lot of snacks tonight that I'll be eating, and they're all sweet, so I wanna make sure I get something savory. And to kind of get Mary Kate involved in this video, she actually picked out my snack. So I gave her a few options, and she picked the corn dog at Sleepy Hollow. So I'm gonna head there now. So I just finished my corn dog, and now I'm gonna go visit Pooh and friends in the 100 Acre Wood. Right now it is 9 o'clock, so we have about an hour till park guests leave, and then the party begins. So that's when I'll start going around and getting some really cool snacks. I'll show you a photo of my corn dog, and then we'll ride some of the cool rides as well, because ride times will hopefully go down much lower. Normally I would stop probably ever after. Also, I just got off Winnie the Pooh, by the way. If you want to see that ride through, check out our Magic Kingdom video that we put up a few months ago when we were here last. So now I'm going to head to Barnstormer, which is one of the kid coasters here at Disney. But if you're a big Sensational 6 Goofy fan, the counterpart to Disneyland's Goofy's Fly School, or Sky School, that's where I'm heading now. So I'm heading to Goofy's Barnstormer, and then I'm going to head to Tomorrowland to ride the People Mover, and then I think by that time, the after hours party will have begun. So I mentioned that I was going to go to People Mover next in Tomorrowland, but the wait times right now on Big Thunder and Splash Mountain are super low, like 5 to 15 minutes each. So I'm going to ride those real quick, and then I'm pretty sure by then the event will have started, and I will swing down to Pirates, which has a special overlay for the event, which essentially just has an extra character on there, which is a human cast member dressed up as a pirate as addition to the show. And then I'm gonna swing back, go hang out by the castle for a few minutes. I haven't done that yet. I've been here for about 2.5 hours. I haven't even looked at the castle yet. I looked at it when I walked in, but I haven't taken the time to hang out at the castle. So we'll ride some rides, enjoy the event at the beginning, eat some snacks. I definitely want to try the Maleficent Cone, which I believe is at Sleepy Hollow or at Storybook Treats. That's typically where she's at. And then just enjoy the event. So I'm going to ride some of my favorite rides before the park closes while ride times or wait times are low. And then just go ham during the event. So I finally found some light to give you guys an update. So right now it is 10:40, so it's been about 40 minutes in the event, and I was able to ride Splash Mountain pretty quickly and Big Thunder. And I've also had a drink and a Mickey ice cream sandwich. I don't want to show those to you, so those weren't part of the special event stuff yet. But I'm going to go ride Pirates real quick while everyone's watching Maleficent. There's 3 more shows after this show of Maleficent the Dragon. She's going to be going around the whole park breathing fire. But while everyone's watching the parade, I'm going to run over to Pirates, and which also has a special event overlay. And I want to do that, and I'm going to head over to Fantasyland, hopefully ride Mine Train Rope once or twice. Hopefully. I'm going to do it once first. Go grab some snacks in Fantasyland. But I'll show you those snacks, and then I'll reevaluate from there. I think I'm going to save Tomorrowland towards the end of the night. Let's go ride pirates, and then we'll keep this evening going. I just rode Pirates of the Caribbean, and I like Pirates a lot. I would say that the overlay wasn't that much of an enhancement. It was cool to have some live actors in the queue, which I think I showed you guys a few seconds ago, and then there was one live actor on the ride itself. He was kind of haggling us and heckling us as a pirate, warning us about basically saying that we wouldn't be able to make it on Barbossa's crew on the Black Pearl. So that was kind of fun to see. So I got some free popcorn here. I'm going to show you some of the offerings that they offer. So with the event, you get free popcorn, free Mickey Premium bars, free Mickey ice cream sandwiches, free water, Diet Coke, and Coke, as well as I think there's a popsicle as well. So once I'm right over here in Liberty Square. So I'm going to go ride Haunted Mansion, and then I'm going to go head over to Fantasyland, grab some event snacks, and then head over to Tomorrowland to ride Space Mountain, which is the other special overlaid ride during this event.
Your host, your ghost host. Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination?
So here is my Maleficent Cone. It comes in a black cone with some chocolate horns, and I believe this is lime Dole Whip. Now Maleficent is kind of like the main... Well, Hades is really on all of the marketing material, but Maleficent is kind of like the big draw to this event. The float that's part of the daytime parade is out at, I believe, 4 times tonight, and we're going to see it at the very last showing when she flies down Main Street at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to give it a try real quick. I love Dole Whip, so I'm hoping this lime Dole Whip is also really tasty. Wow. Oh, losing a horn. So if you've ever had a key lime pie, it's very much similar to a key lime pie. And the horns are dark chocolate, which I think gives a nice contrast to the really tart sweetness of the Dole Whip, and having that really kind of rich dark chocolate just kind of contrasts. And this is probably one of the most Instagrammable items at the event. And I really wish I would have taken a photo with my phone, but I do have I guess I can take a screenshot of this video. So I'm with Fantasyland right now. I'm super close to Mine Train. I believe the wait right now is about 20 minutes, and it's 11:41, so I have about an hour and 20 minutes left in the event. So I'm going to ride Mine Train and then head over to Tomorrowland and try the Sweet Savior option of one of my favorite villains. Well, he's a villain in one of my favorite movies, so he's also the counterpart to one of my favorite characters in Disney canon. So comment below or guess the villain. So I'm gonna head over to Tomorrowland. Also, Tomorrowland should be a little bit of a hint too. So I'm gonna keep enjoying my Dole Whip and head over to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is, I would say, right now, Splash Mountain and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train kind of compete for my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom. So I've ridden Splash Mountain today. I just love that ride. It's just a lot of fun. But Seven Dwarfs is just really catchy and just kind of puts you in a really good mood. Makes you feel like you're in Magic Kingdom. So I'm going to head over there. I think before I go over to Tomorrowland, I'm going to go down Main Street. Quick kind of update on, you probably don't know what's going on, but my phone is currently at like 5%. and I need to order a lift at the end of the night, so I need to see if I can find a wireless charger and see if one of my gift cards I have is active still. So it's kind of a little bit of a survival adventure the rest of the night. But I'm gonna keep enjoying it and have a great time here. Keep enjoying this Dole Whip as it drips down my hand, except for talking too long. Okay, bye. So, update, I got a fuel rod, if you can see it, but I'm charging now, so I should be able to get my lift later. So right now I'm heading to Space Mountain, and then then I'm gonna get my final Villains After Hours snack. So here are my Emperor Zurg noodles. It's a purple noodle salad. It's a cold salad, but I want to get something a little bit savory to end the night, because I'm going to grab a Mickey Premium bar and probably a drink when I go see Maleficent. So I just got off Space Mountain, which was a Villains After Hour overlay. Essentially all it was the ride was completely dark, and there was some additional villain like cackles and laughter during it. So I would say the Pirates overlay was a little bit better because it actually added something to it instead of just kind of like Space Mountain's already a completely dark ride anyway, but even the introduction into the mountain was also dark. So I'm gonna try these noodles real quick. I was going to ride Space Ranger Spin, but I have about a half an hour till 1 o'clock, so it's 12:30 right now, and Seven Dwarfs has about a half an hour wait, so I'm gonna make sure I have enough time to ride Seven Dwarfs and then head down to Main Street for that final parade. So let's try these real quick. It's just some cold noodles, purple noodles. The Zurg is purple. I'll insert a photo of Zurg here. And it looks like some onion and some snap peas. And maybe some water chestnuts. Let's try it real quick. It's pretty good. It's pretty spicy. It's a very savory flavor to it. So, if you don't mind cold noodles, I like to eat Chinese food like leftovers, sometimes cold, so it kind of reminds me of that. It doesn't have as much of a filmy flavor as sometimes Chinese can have if it's cold or fresh out of the fridge. So I would say it's a pretty refreshing dish, just because it's a hot, humid day here in Florida, hot, humid night really. So I'm gonna keep eating this while I walk to Mine Train. So hope you all can see me. I'm using my camera light as a light for this video. So still have Mine Train, still love Mine Train. We'll kind of wrap it up once we get back to the hotel, but time to go see Maleficent. So there is a lot of noise going around me, so you might not be able to hear this clip, and I might need to re-record it. So there's a lot of noise going on around me right now. That's because the castle show is finishing up, and then we will see Maleficent come down Main Street. So the fireworks are finishing up right now, and then in a few moments we're going to see Maleficent coming down Main Street. we're at the end of the video now. Those of you who had jumped to the end, welcome. Those of you who sat through the entire experience of the video, also welcome. So we're gonna go through 4 separate categories. One is general guest experience, my experience with wait times, riding attractions that weren't necessarily themed. We're also going to talk about, kind of piggybacking off of that, the attractions, the special themed attractions, the food, as well as the entertainment. So I'm going to begin with the entertainment because I think the general experience will give a nicer view of the entire night. So the entertainment, there was 2 main sources of entertainment that night. One was the Maleficent float going throughout the park, as well as the stage show. So when looking at the entertainment, my favorite of the night, and what I probably spent most looking at, was the float. So those of you who have gone to Magic Kingdom, who may go to Magic Kingdom often, the Festival of Fantasy happens at 3 o'clock every day. And those who have been to that parade know that the Maleficent dragon is in that parade towards the end of the line. I thought that was a really great way to incorporate a small parade throughout the event and not needing a massive parade as you might see in the Christmas party as well as the Halloween party. I personally love that Maleficent float, and I had a great appreciation for that float at night. Because if you've seen it during the day, you can see all the gears and the cogs, and it doesn't look like Maleficent from the movie. It looks like a steampunk version of Maleficent, but at night, that dragon looks more alive because some of those things are hidden, and then also that fire, it's so much brighter in the evening. The second part of the entertainment was the villain stage show. In the video, those of you who watched the video, I didn't record the whole stage show, nor I don't think there's any bits of the stage show in it. I like stage shows, but for me, I'm more about attractions and food and meet and greets. So if you want to see that stage show, feel free. I'll leave some videos below. Some other YouTubers that have recorded that stage show, one being the Tim Tracker family. They have a really great review of that event. So feel free to go in there and watch that. So what I saw of it, if you're a big fan of Happily Ever After, the projection mapping on this castle was magnificent. Each villain was represented throughout the show, going through Jafar, Hades, Ursula. Dr. Facilier was also represented. So if you love the villains, you want to see what a villain's castle might look like, they did a real great representation of what it looked like if the villain had control of that castle. The second part of the event was the food. And part of your park ticket, part of your event ticket, you do receive some free food, or at least built-in food. That being ice cream sandwiches, Mickey ice cream bars, you get free sodas, waters, and also popcorn throughout the night. So throughout each land, there is a cart set up where you can pick up food throughout the night, which I really much enjoyed, especially off Big Thunder or Splash Mountain, or even Space Mountain. I wanted to grab a water or a Mickey ice cream bar. I grabbed those throughout the night. One quick tip, if you go and you stay late, I would recommend bringing a small cooler, at least because I know that Disney's very strict about the coolers you bring in, but bring a small cooler with some ice packs and just stuff some waters and pops, because when you're walking out, most of the cast members just they don't want to put it away at the end of the night, but they'll just give you 4 or 5 waters. I saw this one family that had multiple strollers, multiple coolers that filled up their coolers with waters and pops for the ride back. If you live at one of the near resorts and want to grab some extra ice cream sandwiches, grab those too and throw them in your cooler. Thirdly, so besides the free treats that you get, or like I said, the included treats, there is a lot of themed treats throughout the night. My favorite of the night was the Maleficent Dole Whip Cone, which I'm a big fan of Dole Whip. I'm very fond of the pineapple Dole Whip, which is the traditional Dole Whip. But that night they had the lime Dole Whip. And me personally loving key lime pie growing up and dark chocolate, that cone was a masterpiece for me. Also in my video, you saw that I tried the Zerg noodles, which is a cold noodle salad. So one thing I'm going to tell you, having experience with this event and having knowledge of other events that Disney offers throughout the year, is that most themed treats night of are going to be sweet. So there's Dole Whips, cupcakes, brownies, fudges, and the savory options are few and far between. The two savory options that at least I'm aware of at the Villains After Hours event was those Zerg noodles, as well as a Hades nacho plate, which was available at Tortuga Tavern. The rest of the items were like Dole Whips, and I think Facilier had his own brownie with like a playing card on it, and there was like special drinks. There was a Yzma float, as well as a Scar kind of soda pop concoction. They're fun, but they're expensive. So if you don't want, my tip for these events are, make sure you definitely load up on the free ice creams, but definitely delve in and try those specialty treats, those specialty snacks. One other tip, if you're on a dining plan when you're at these events, those snacks are part of the dining plan. Also, if you're going to spend the night there, if that's going to be your first event of the day, if you've been traveling, you hop in for an event that evening is kind of a half-day park option, make sure you eat beforehand, because you're going to get a sugar high, and that's going to be good for no one. Especially if you have a early morning tomorrow, the next day going to Epcot or Magic Kingdom again, so forth. So make sure you eat beforehand, or stop at Casey's, get some corn dog nuggets as you walk in before the event starts, before you start indulging in all the ice cream and sweet themed treats. Next, I want to talk about the themed attractions for the After Hours event. All of us love attractions. I'm a big attraction person. So during the Villains After Hours event, and I'm sure this will be, and this is similar to what you'll see at the Halloween party coming up September and October, they have a special version, a overlay for Space Mountain as well as Pirates of the Caribbean. I rode both these rides, and I would say out of the two, Pirates is my favorite. It was the most original, it was the most innovative, it definitely elevated the experience. What happened in Pirates is that there were multiple live actors intertwined with the animatronics to elevate the experience. There was two in the queue. So if you've ridden Pirates and walk through the queue, there is that dungeon right before you enter the launch area. That normally is just empty space with barrels and gunpowder and such, but there was a prisoner in there, distressed and talking to guests saying, don't go on the ride, otherwise you're going to join me, or you're going to experience the black spot, or go to Davy Jones' locker. So a little bit of more of a foreboding atmosphere. The Pirates queue is pretty dark and kind of foreboding, but he definitely helped out with that experience and brought you more into the immersiveness of Pirates. Also, there was all the videos I've seen and also my experience, was a female pirate standing right before boat launch, kind of interacting with you, asking you what you're doing here in Tortuga, and just interacting with you in that way. She reminded me a lot of the Calypso character when she was dressed up in Pirates 2 and 3. So that was really cool to see she wasn't meant to be that character, but it definitely reminded me of her from the movie. Also, it was fun to have another interaction with a pirate before entering Pirates. The third cast interaction, third character interaction, was actually in the ride itself. If you're aware of Pirates, there's a part where you go underneath the bridge. There was a cast member dressed as a pirate again, up on that bridge, kind of heckling you from above. A lot of people struck up conversations and entered into pirate talk, and it was just kind of a fun way to add that experience. Because if you've ridden Pirates a lot, you know exactly what's happening. You love the music, you love the song, but it's great to have a way to kind of break up that normalcy of that ride. Second was Space Mountain. Space Mountain for me was, I love Space Mountain, but if I was comparing it to Pirates in terms of the overlay enhancement, it was the same ride as a normal Space Mountain ride. The only difference was that through the Star Tunnel, through the entrance, that lift hill, normally it's lit up and you see the space control and the astronauts doing their spacewalk. It was just completely dark. It was completely pitch black in there. And then when you enter in the main ride building, it was also pitch black. Which is normal for any experience that you have in Space Mountain. When you enter in the main ride building of Space Mountain, it's always pitch black. So instead of you having that point of light, that experience in the light of the ride, it was completely black the whole time. Also, within the show, within the main ride building, there was cackling and the sounds of the different villains, which if you've ridden Space Mountain, it's a very loud ride, it's a very old ride, and so you tend to just hear the sounds of the trains running through the track with some of that background music. This time, instead of the background music, it was just cackling and the villains laughing at you. So for me, it didn't really add to the experience at all. That's why, but looking at the two, I definitely say Pirates is the must-see attraction that day. For those of you who go to Disney World often, or you're an AP, who might have the ability to go to the Halloween event and after hours, again, it was nothing special to after hours, if I can say that. Because also at the Halloween event, there is cast members in Pirates of the Caribbean, and you do have that pitch black experience throughout the whole ride in Space Mountain. So it's nothing different between the two events. So for me, when you look at attractions and making this night worth it, yes, you just have experience, but if you have the ability to go to another event throughout the year, it's nothing that really sets it apart. So now my overall review of the event. So my experience of the after hours event. So I was down in Orlando for a business trip. So I only had one evening, or I had my evenings to go to the parks. So I only really had one day to go to the parks when I was down there. I knew I only had the evening. So if you go to any after hours event, you can arrive at the park at 7 o'clock. So that 2 hours prior to a park close. So it's a 3-hour event. At 9 o'clock is when the event starts. So once Happily Ever After finishes, that's when normal day guests must leave and party guests can stay and enjoy the party. So my recommendation for anyone that is looking to Disney World and only can spend one evening, definitely utilize an after hours event, because wait times are lower and there's some special things you can interact with in the night. As a total event, I thought it was great. Even if I was a frequent attendee of Disney World, or even an AP, I would definitely invest in maybe an after hours ticket once or twice a year, because wait times are much lower. So if you are an AP, I would definitely invest in a after hours event at least once or twice a year, or even 3 times a year if you're going to go to each of the types of special events, because just that experience of the new shows and the overlays are fun. So to review the benefits of a after hours event, especially the Villains after hours event, one, going back to entertainment, there's 2 new forms of entertainment. You have that singular Maleficent interaction, which goes through the whole park. And then 2, you have the new stage show with snacks and food. Again, there's those really great, interesting snacks they offer that night, as well as you just get free drinks and those ice cream sandwiches. So if you're a big Mickey ice cream sandwich fan or Mickey Premium Bar fan, eat it up. You can go as many as you want. They won't turn you down. You can get a Mickey ice cream sandwich in each land and just go ham. 3, the rides. For me, I was able to get on quite a few rides if you watched the video. Not as many as I hoped. I went on a busier after hours event night, because I actually went to one of the last after hours events, Villains after hours events, so I think a lot of people had caught wind how great it was and wanted to go and check it out before it finished. I know that a lot of people that went early on in the season, that wait times were 5 minutes. My average wait time was 15 to 20 minutes, which is not bad at all, but just not as short as it could be. So my recommendation is try to go to the middle of the season of a Villains After Hours event or a Halloween party or Christmas party, because the hype of the vloggers and the people that want to be there the first few parties is going to be over, and then right in the middle is just kind of a lull, and then towards the end everyone's trying to get in before the event finishes. So my recommendation is try to go in the middle of that. So overall, I had a really great experience. As someone that goes to Disney around once a year, I loved it. It was a great way for me to fit it in during a business trip that I was lucky enough to go on and lucky enough to go to an event. So thank you all for watching this video. As I said in the last video on Tuesday, if you're liking all these Disney videos, we have a lot of family vlogs coming up, but we do have some fun quarantine and Disney prep videos for a lot of you, because Like I said, we go a decent amount now, and so we've had a lot of tricks and tips for you. And I myself am kind of a Disney Parks encyclopedia just through my research and experience over the past few years. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Also, let us know on our Instagram, on these comments, what videos you'd like to see in the future, as well as those of you who maybe are planning a trip to Disney or have a lot of questions about Disney right now being closed and when it's going to open and what your trip might look like in the next few months. Let us know. Feel free to drop a comment, go to my Instagram, send me a message. I help a lot of people plan trips now, so if you have any questions for me about trip planning, let me know as well. So again, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.